Some exciting news. Oh, I really like this long. Okay, pause. Wait. I just got back from work and I just want to relax and read a book. But I've been meaning to film my thriller and horror TBR slash book haul for a while now. So right now is the time for me to do that. But before I do that, I wanted to do a quick unboxing. I Amazon primed a book because some exciting news. Well, really, it's just exciting for me. But I invited myself into a book club, kind of. I overheard my coworkers talking about a book and a movie, and they were just really excited about it and talking about the movie and the book and that they're going to meet up and talk about it more. And I kind of joined in on the conversation. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? What is this book? I'm really into books right now. I want to know what you're talking about. And they mentioned that they are reading, oh my God, what is the book called? The Age of Innocence by Edith. You know what? Let me open it. Oh, oh, I didn't realize how I got the tiniest version. There was the regular paperback, and of course, me, I always want to get something cuter this one just looks really cute. I hope this is, yeah, I mean, I guess it's the whole story. It's just in a pretty little pocketbook version. But this is The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. And my coworkers created a book club and I joined in. They eventually invited me after the conversation, but I'm just really excited to read a book that I wouldn't normally pick up. I saw that this is a urban fiction. That's the genre of this book. So something I wouldn't normally pick up, but I'm excited to read it. The plan is to read it, watch the movie, and then we discuss it after. And we need to have finished the book by end of April. So that's a lot of time. It's only April 9th today. So yeah, look how cute this book is. And it has a page saver, or what do you call this? Wow, I know it's just a very simple word. A bookmark. Built-in bookmark. So I'm going to read that and then we're going to discuss it. I don't know if we're going to do this outside of work, most likely. I don't know if we're going to meet up. I'm just so excited to be part of a little book club. I'm just excited to step outside of my comfort zone and read a different book. I asked them what it's kind of about. I think there is a little bit of romance, but it has a lot to do with the struggles of being a woman or women coming of age, something like that. But I'm excited to read it, and then I'm excited to watch the movie. The first book I'm reading in this book club. Exciting. So on to the thriller slash horror book haul that I have here. The first thriller I ever read was The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and this honestly set the bar high for me. I really enjoyed this book. I was just wondering what's happening next. Really, I was thrilled reading it, and I just had to get back to it every time at the end of the day. So this book is about a recently widowed actress, and she kind of starts acting out because she's going through grief and just a lot after the death of her husband. And so her mom sends her away to the family lake house, which is a little odd because that's actually where her husband died. She just wanted to send her away to get her away from being in the public eye. So you are going through her struggles and self-loathing, and she's heavily drinking while she's there, and you're just kind of going through her emotions and lack thereof with her. And one night she kind of sees something in the lake house across from hers, and the story just unravels from there. She witnesses a lot of things and she's creating all these scenarios in her head, and now she's committed to finding out what the heck she really saw one night in the lake house across from hers. So I really like this. I had to ask Siri just now what that term I was looking for, and it's plot twist. So there were, I want to say, okay, maybe I don't want to say it in case anybody wants to read it, but there were a couple of plot twists here that one was kind of expected, but then it turned into something else. The main plot twist I would have never guessed, and in my head, with this being the first thriller I've ever read, I was like, how the hell is that even possible? And then I realized anything is possible in books and storytelling. So honestly, it was a 4.75 to a 5-star for me. Actually, it's a 5. I can't think of why I didn't like this book. I liked it. Yeah. So considering that I like this book so much, I wanted to pick up another book from Riley Sager, and the next one I decided to pick up was Lock Every Door. I have not read this yet. I don't know what this book is about, but I kind of want to go into it not knowing anything. That way my thoughts on it are purely mine. So I'm excited to read this eventually. I don't know when I'll start it, but this is the next Riley Sager book that I'll be reading. Okay, so I'm going to go into my Stephen King books because I think these are the books that I'll be reading next. I'm actually currently reading Misery by Stephen King. This is the first book I ever picked up by him. I haven't gotten very far into it yet. I've been pretty much sucked into all the dark romances that I'm currently reading, so this was kind of left on the back burner, but I will finish this. I'll get back into it and start reading it again. But this is about an author who wakes up in a cabin after an accident, and he is with his quote-unquote biggest fan who has captured him. So that's pretty much all I know. I mean, I do know a lot of details, but I'm not going to get into it. That's mainly what this book is about. So I'm excited to read that. But having this as my first book, I of course needed to get like the classics. So I kind of went on a binge and bought a bunch of, well, not a bunch. I bought 3 more Stephen King books. First one, of course, is The Shining. And funny story, I recently tried watching this movie as an adult. I know I've seen bits of it many times as a kid, and obviously I have no idea what's going on, and it was scary, and I couldn't, comprehend anything. I was trying to watch the movie with my sister and her boyfriend. We had planned to watch it together. And I was getting really into it. I was making comments. They were behind me. We were in my sister's room, and I was making comments throughout the movie. And then eventually I wasn't getting a response. And I turned around and they had fallen asleep on me. And so I was the only one watching it. And it kind of got a little boring watching it by myself. So I never fully finished watching the movie as an adult and comprehending the whole story. But that's okay because I'm going to read the book instead. So I'm excited to read this. And with this, a lot of my friends have asked me, have you watched Dr. Sleep? Which I have not. I don't have an HBO account, which I believe that's where the show is on. But I think I've heard it about 4 times where someone's like, Dr. Sleep is really up your alley. You need to watch this show. That's something that you'd really like. I don't know what it is about this story that reminds my friends of me. So I picked this book up too, and I'm excited to read this before even watching the show. Today's theme is reading books before watching the show or the movie, just like The Age of Innocence. So that's what's going to happen when I eventually get into these books. But something that I've already watched was the remake of It. And I absolutely love that movie. I have not seen the original. I may have when I was little, but of course I would have been too little to comprehend the movie, and I would have been too scared to fully watch it. So I have yet to watch the original It movie. I really should, because I really loved the remake. I thought it was just adventurous and fun, and I loved the casting. I really liked that movie. So I got the beautiful It hardcover. And it has such good reviews on Goodreads and just in general. I'm probably going to start this in the fall, towards Halloween, just to really get myself in the mood. But I'm so excited to read this. I feel like I'm going to eat it up, even though it's so thick and long. Okay, pause. Wait. I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this book, even though it's really long. So I'm so excited about this. Eventually, I'll get to it, and then I'll do a review and share my thoughts. Those were my Stephen King TBRs. I have 4 more horror books that I want to mention. First one is My Best Friend's Exorcism. It's a really cute cover. I actually heard about this book from Darling Daisy on YouTube, and she said she really liked it. She actually spoke of it very lightly, like it was a fun, adventurous book, so maybe it is. It has a very 80s vibe. I think I read in reviews it kind of has like a Stranger Things kind of vibe, and I love Stranger Things, so I picked it up, and I'm excited to read it. I think I'm going to read it in the fall as well, though, to kind of get myself in the Halloween mood. There's that. And then the man at the register was like, "You're really into horror books. Have you heard about this book?" And gave me the whole spiel. And I mean, I gave in. I could have said no, but he sold me on it. I looked after on Goodreads, and the reviews were so. I think it was like a 3 point something, but it's called Please See Us by Caitlin Mullen. And it's about 2 Jane Does that were found behind a hotel, I think. And then there's this psychic who is being disturbed by these thoughts, and she thinks it has to do with the 2 missing women, or the 2 Jane Does. So that'll be interesting. This is a thriller, so got that book. And then when I was on the hunt for more horror books, my boyfriend and I found this one called Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it is about a boy who is haunted by he goes missing, and then he comes back and he's haunted by this voice. And this, I didn't see the Goodreads reviews until I got home after purchasing it. And it has mixed reviews. A lot of people are saying it's too long, like the middle portion could have just been cut out. But other people are saying it's, you just gotta commit to it, and it's actually a really good book. So I just need to find the time to be in the mood for this. I'm determined to finish this book, regardless of people saying it's too long. So yeah. And lastly, this is another book that my boyfriend and I found. It's called The House of Leaves. And you know what? I'm still unsure of what it's about. It's something about this pile of papers that were found, and I guess it contains a story or evidence of some horror happening in a house. I could be totally wrong about that. But what's really cool is how this book how it's printed, or how it's written. It's all different formats. There's some pages that are like blank and they only have words on the bottom. Some with the words backwards and upside down or sideways. It's, yeah. I'm just intrigued by how this book is presented, or how the story is presented. So eventually I'll get into this. Seems very interesting. House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. So that was my thriller / horror book haul / TBR. Again, I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, but I love horror movies. I love scary movies and thrillers. So it's fun to now be diving into this genre in books. And we will see my horror / thriller journey unfold here on YouTube. So thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, please put them down below. I'm so excited to just see what other thriller and horror books people are into. I have a lot of recommendations from friends already, but I just have so many books, so I want to get through the ones that I have first before I start buying again. But if there is one you feel that I must read, let me know down below. Okay, bye.